swag of a prize fighter. The antithesis of a firefighter. Arsonist, I'm a fire rider. Instant flame like a firelighter. So special with shows, I live out my flows. Can't walk in my shoes, can't purchase my clothes. Ice in my veins, but I never froze. Picture perfect, but I never pose. As a juvenile, I knew I bounced back. Got rated, had a plan to get my ounce back. Use cheese as bait, that's a mousetrap. Let me to the right person to pounce at. They selling dreams, I'm pulling receipts. Full force, we can't be beat. Got a dirty mouth, but the flow so neat. Keep your 2 cents, talk is cheap.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is an insane one. Chris Colbert got the victory over Jose Valenzuela. I don't.
Venezuela. No.
Valenzuela.
Oh shoot! I'll say the all wrong last name. All right.
Maybe you're right. I don't know. I apologize if we're mispronouncing the name, but as you know, on Boxing Bros, man, sometimes we butcher a name or two around here. But we know who won.
Valenzuela? No.
I thought it was Valenzuela. Valenzuela. Hey, listen.
One or two.
Jose V. Who don't matter. We know who won. That's all that matters. We know who won that fight.
Was it Chris?
And exactly. It was not Chris Colbert. Okay. So Chris Colbert was gifted a decision. Probably the biggest gift I've seen in a long time. And this is why here at Boxing Bros, we say a close fight cannot be a robbery. Because when you see a real robbery, you understand why. This was a robbery. This was a real robbery. Close fight, it could go either way. You feel like some, it was a bad decision. This felt dirty. It felt nasty. It felt gross. I felt like I was watching something. Listen, hey, after the fight, this took place during the post-fight interview after Chris Colbert was gifted the decision. We're going to take a look at this and we'll get to it. But this is what happened after Chris Colbert was gifted the decision.
No, you lost.
That's on your back.
You lost.
You didn't. You lost.
Oh, you know you lost.
Put the medals around my
These
neck.
guys having some work.
Look, you only dropped me. You caught a little drop me. And that's it. I got up like a dog. Look,
Bullshit.
you're a sore loser.
You lost.
See, I'm a man.
You lost.
You're a sore loser.
You suck ass nigga.
Fuck you. Sore loser. Look.
No, you lost.
That's on your back. You didn't. You lost.
You know you lost.
In there, jumping in. This is crazy, man.
Yo, if you think that's bad, it gets worse at the post-fight press conference with Chris Colbert. Let's take a listen to what Chris Colbert had to say at the post-fight press conference. This video appears courtesy of Showtime. It's on Showtime's Twitter page. Let's take a look.
How convinced are you that you won this fight?
I'm
and
very
why not a rematch?
I'm very convinced, and I said it. The only reason why he ain't getting no rematch is because he was being a sore loser. In this sport, it's either you're gonna win, you're gonna lose, or you're gonna get a draw. And you gotta take that like a man. You gotta take your loss like a man the way you take your wins. You see the way I did my last fight? I took that on the chin. There was nothing I could do. I could have went up there and cried, and made excuses. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. I was sick. I was this. I didn't make no excuses. I take my loss on the chin like a man. So why he didn't take his? And now he ain't getting no rematch, and I'm going back to my weight class.
How convinced are you that you won this fight?
He said, I'm running back to 130.
So that's what Chris Colbert had to say. I'm going to turn it over to you, G, man. What's your reaction to all that, man?
Yeah, it was funny because, off rip, round one, my man got caught with the hook. He just spin, drop. I said, yo, stop playing. And I was like, damn. Because, Chris ain't really got power like that. So I was like, yeah, it's looking like it's done for my man, Chris Colbert. But this is what I will say this. Like, there was not one round where I honestly felt, even though I think I gave Chris 2 rounds. I didn't score it, but I remember I was like, Chris had those 2 rounds. However, it wasn't like the stuff that Chris was doing in the ring was any threat to Venezuela. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was literally like, okay, there's no power. There's nothing really. Like, so I was wondering, like, how did all 3 judges score in favor of Chris? Unless the fix was it. Because I'm like, I didn't see Chris doing anything beyond 2 rounds. So I'm like, this is just a robbery, like straight up. And this is where I'm like, all three of those judges need to be investigated. They need to explain how they got those scorecards, and they just need to disappear from the sport because that was corruption for me, And the fact that after the fight, Chris was like, Chris knew he lost, but he's trying to front like, oh, I mean, it just happens. But then you go, but I'm going right back to 130. Like, come on, son. You knew. You got that work. You didn't like how it felt, and now you're running back home. That's what happened. He can't hang out 135. Like, it's just sad, man. It's despicable, So, and and I like this kid because I think he's entertaining. He's a good look for the lighter divisions. But but 135, he's just too small, and he has no power. So I don't understand how they could even give him a victory. Like, it's one thing like what's his name, like a Timothy Bradley, or even like a Paulie Malignaggi, right? These are guys where it's like they weren't known for punching power, but their defense was sound, and they were still tagging you up. He didn't do that in this fight at all. So I'm like, how did Chris get the victory? And so I don't know, man. And I remember when they showed at the bottom screen, like when they tweeted, like, "Yo, who you think won the fight?" It was like 75% of the people thought Venezuela won. Only like 20-something% thought that Chris won. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, the majority of the world who was watching this fight was like, Chris, you're bugging. You lost that fight. And yeah, you got a nerve to fix your lips and say, I'm not going to give this guy a rematch. He's a sore loser, and I'm running back to a smaller division so I can never have to face this guy again. I don't know, man. Like, I don't like calling dudes cowards, but that was real cowardly right there, So I don't know. It's just shame on Chris. And let me backtrack just a little bit more. That tuxedo, that yellow suit thing that he did coming in, that was straight trash. You know what I mean? Like, pointless. I understand why he's in the ring, then they struggling to take his little wardrobe off. I was just like, this dude, man, just trying to, these antics are just getting ridiculous out here. Like, just please stop it.
TVE.
I'm gonna be real with y'all. I did not see this fight, and I really can't score it or judge it properly because of that. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right.
That's the wisest thing you said all day.
Watch your mouth, G, because I'm gonna get on you in the next segment.
Yo.
I promise you.
Right.
Promise you. I'm getting on you in the next segment.
Yo, listen. Chris Colbert came to the ring looking like Jim Carrey from The Mask, man. Like, it was like, he came out looking like, what was the dude's name from I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, when he came out of jail. Oh, man. So, anyways, the fight, to me, all right, let me just break down my scorecard real quick. So 10-8 for Jose in the first round. I gave the second round to Colbert. I thought he bounced back well, and he won the second round. I gave rounds 3 and 4 to Jose. Then I gave Colbert the 5th. I gave Jose the 6th. I gave Colbert the 7th, and I gave Jose the 8th. I gave Colbert the 9th, and I gave Jose the 10th. So I do feel like they were just swapping rounds, and I felt like Venice or Jose was letting Colbert outwork him, but I felt like he did enough early to bank the fight. And I ended up with a score of 96-93. Now, my thing was I didn't see Jose lose like 2 rounds in a row. And even the rounds where I gave it to Colbert, like he was hurt in those rounds. It was like he won the round with activity and staying busy. And it's just on my scorecard, it was a 3-point victory for Jose. There was no doubt in my mind who won the fight. There's no doubt in my mind like that Jose was the better fighter. But the issue lies in the fact that he did take rounds off. And when he took rounds off, Colbert would work. And he never got Colbert out of there. And unfortunately, he paid for that. And when he took the L, he was upset about it. And Colbert was like a little kid taunting another kid over having ice cream, and the other kid did it. And Colbert went to the press conference and said, I'm going back to my weight class, and he's not going to get a rematch. And I went on Twitter and saw that Colbert probably became the second most hated man in boxing right now. So his stock, unfortunately, it rose during that fight, and people are going to want to see him fight, but they're going to want to see him lose. I see Colbert being like that next guy that everyone's paying to see get knocked out. But hey, that sells. And in a weird way, he upped his value in that robbery. And it's unfortunate. But I would like to see it again, because I think Colbert might go to sleep if they do it again. But I think Colbert knows he might go to sleep if they do it again. So that's why he's avoiding that rematch. But hey, it is what it is. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, you can listen to our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.